Last week, the biggest merger of the year was finally consummated when an old-school drug company and Uber Cramer fave, Bristol Myers, bought a down-and-out biotech, Celgene, for $74 billion in cash and stock. You know I've been bullish about this deal ever since it was announced back in January, and we got a chance to speak to the CEOs of both companies, and it's already been a big winner. The new Bristol Myers is a pharmaceutical colossus with a phenomenal cancer immunotherapy franchise. Oh, and if that weren't enough, we got something very promising from clinical trial data for Opdivo. That's their Bristol's biggest anti-cancer drug. It's been dogged by competition from Merck's Keytruda. That's one reason the stock's been rallying hard of late. I got to find out more about this. Let's take a closer look with Giovanni Caforio. He's the chairman and CEO of Bristol Myers Squibb. Learn more about what the future holds for his combined company. Dr. Caforio, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Giovanni. Have a seat. First, congratulations. This is just a remarkable achievement by you. A lot of people felt, I don't know if it could be done. Well, it clearly is. So now give us what the new Bristol Myers looks like.
Well, Jim, first of all, thanks for having me.
Of course.
It's a great time for us at a really important moment. The new Bristol Myers Squibb is a leading biopharma company that can transform the lives of even more patients through science. We have the #1 cancer company in the world and leading franchises in cardiovascular medicines and autoimmune disease. A lot of really good things have happened this year, and in every one of our franchises, we have leading brands, growing businesses. We're working on 7 new medicines to launch. You may remember when we last got together, I mentioned 6 launches.
Yes.
Where 2 medicines have been approved by the FDA and a 7th one had positive data. We're getting ready to launch that as well. A great pipeline, great people. This is a growth company and very well positioned to succeed.
Now, it's not just enough that you give us a stock that has 3% yield and it's got a good balance sheet. You're able to buy back a lot of stock, but you've also given us what's known as the Bristol Myers Squibb CVRs. Now, that's a kind of a term of art, but this is a great opportunity for someone, particularly younger people, to bet on the future.
Well, the CVR really is a payment of $9 per CVR, which we will make if 3 medicines are approved. The good thing is we are on track. It is something we've always said we'll be happy to pay, and we're on track with those 3 medicines.
Including some that could have gigantic markets.
Well, you know, there are multiple opportunities in the pipeline.
Right.
The first is our leading position in cell therapy with CAR-T. In just 2 weeks, we're going to go to the American Society of Hematology conference. There we have a lot of data. We have phase 3 data for one of our CAR-T programs.
Okay, that could be big because ASH is where that's this great conference.
That's going to be a great conference for us.
Really?
And we're going to be filing that medicine by the end of the year. And it's just one of several products in our pipeline, which is really exciting.
Now, the thing that you're not getting nearly enough credit for, and I don't really get it because it's a wonder drug, is Eliquis. I mean, this one has taken share every single day. Tell us about it, because it's gigantic.
Well, it's a very important product, and I'm very proud of what the teams have done. So Eliquis is a medicine that is used in patients with a disease called atrial fibrillation. It prevents stroke. It has a best-in-class profile. It has become the leading agent in the world. In the 3rd quarter, we had sales of almost $2 billion with over 20% growth.
People don't talk about it.
So there's 3 opportunities to continue to grow Eliquis. The first one is continue to gain market share. We've done it extraordinarily well. The second one is that many patients are diagnosed, they're not yet treated. And the third opportunity is there are many patients that have not yet been diagnosed. In fact, we just announced a partnership with Fitbit because through technology, we think we can increase the number of patients that get diagnosed early with atrial fibrillation. There's 3 opportunities to continue to grow Eliquis. I'm really confident we're going to do a really good job with that.
I hope you do a deal with Apple, too, the Apple Watch. That'd be good. You know, what's interesting about this Eliquis, I remember when my father first got AFib, and people talked about it. There's this one drug, and none of the drugs will be used. Is it possible this could have 100% share when people see outcomes?
Oh, it's clearly continuing to gain
100% share.
And it's the leading agent in the world, and it's the first oral anticoagulant in the U.S. The trends are very positive because the profile is the best profile in the class.
I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but I thought it was important because we spent so much time talking about Revlimid and Opdivo. Now, Opdivo had some great kind of lost in the shuffle data when people felt like it was Keytruda game, set, match. You've insisted to me that's not the case.
Well, Opdivo had really important data this year. Another important progress we've made. 2 phase 3 studies in first-line lung cancer for Opdivo in combination with Yervoy, positive overall survival. So I'm really happy we're going to have a role to play in first-line lung cancer. Opdivo is a growth franchise, and the next frontier for growth is the early stage of cancer, what we call adjuvant. There we have a very broad program. If you start treating cancer earlier, there's a real opportunity to make a difference for patients, and we're very well positioned there. So Opdivo is a growth franchise, and very good things happened this year.
All right. Now, we were, you and I both know Bob Eugen. When Bob Eugen ran unsuccessfully for Senate, there was a series of ads that came out that said that he gouged, that price gouging, that Celgene charged too much for Revlimid. What's your view about pricing for drugs, what the politicians can do, and also end-of-life drugs, which I do think that there may be something a rational economist may not agree with, say, a grieving kid?
Well, let me say, first of all, we take a very responsible approach with pricing at Bristol Myers Squibb. We've done it in the past, we do it today, we'll do it in the future. I think the issue of drug pricing is a really important topic. And from our perspective, there is a real need for policy changes because medicines are important only when they reach patients, and there are issues with affordability in the US because of benefit design issues. And so from my perspective, we need to all be working together. We as a leading company are actively working with members of the administration. We work with our peers at pharma because I think it's important to promote policy solutions that improve the affordability for patients. That's the real issue today in the U.S.
Okay, now let's talk patent cliff for a second. I remember the Plavix patent cliff negotiated well by Bristol. The Avapro negotiated well. People are so concerned that you bought a company, Revlimid, for Celgene with Revlimid, that when the patent cliff goes, it's going to take, it will be revealed that even though you made short-term money, you didn't make long-term money. This company is uniquely able to handle patent cliffs. Will the same thing happen with Revlimid?
Well, that's the nature of our business. And as you've said, we've done it well before.
Oh, yeah.
Renewing our portfolio is really the rationale for the acquisition of Celgene. When you think about the new Bristol Myers Squibb, we will be much better positioned in the second half of the decade to renew our portfolio when some of the losses of exclusivity happen. We have a broader pipeline, a deeper pipeline. We have 7 medicines that we're working on launching. We have over 50 medicines in phase 1 and phase 2. We are much better positioned to renew our portfolio through these losses of exclusivity than we were before. It was the rationale of the deal. Right. I'm actually even more confident today than we were when we announced the deal because of the developments of this year.
All right, one last one that has always dogged the company, Celgene, that we had high hopes for, that maybe I got too excited about, is ozanimod, which is part of the CVR. When you say things that might be on track, that drug sounded so big. It sounded like it could be one of the great blockbusters of all time.
Well, it's one of the important products in our pipeline.
Right.
And as you know, it's been filed with the FDA and regulatory authorities in Europe. We expect an approval by the FDA in March, and that's in multiple sclerosis. That's just the first indication. Next year, we'll have data from the phase 3 program in ulcerative colitis, which is a big opportunity, big area of unmet need for patients. It's really a good example of the many growth opportunities of Bristol Myers Squibb. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are very well positioned for growth. And I'm feeling more optimistic about the new company than I was when I last came to see you because of all the good things that have happened this year.
And that's something because you're very understated and you're not a hype artist. You've been very even about this. This is the most excited I've heard from you, and I do not blame you one bit because you steer one inexpensive, great franchise. Thank you so much to Dr. Giovanni Caforio. He's the chairman and CEO of Bristol Myers Squibb at $56. This is the kind of thing you can buy and put away. Mad Money's back in the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.